Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome in. We are going to jump right into your December reading. I meditated on your energy and pulled a few cards for you already using my astrology deck. What wanted to come out was retrograde review in Saturn structure, which I thought was really interesting because just last night, Saturn went direct in Pisces. And on the bottom, we had the Sun card, source energy. And so you are a mutable sign. So this Saturn retrograde definitely could have, it impacted all of us, but you could have felt it more than some of the other signs, especially if you have, of course, Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo, or Gemini in any of your more personal planets. So I feel like as this retrograde comes to completion with Saturn and with that Sun energy, I feel like you're going to start to gain a lot of clarity and start to feel a sense of movement forward here. But there is definitely a need for integration. And just looking back at this retrograde, so it was from September 1st to November 27th. So kind of looking back at that period and seeing what took place and how different your reality is now. We had the set of eclipses during September along with this retrograde. So a lot could have changed for you specifically just because that was a lot of energy within the mutable signs. So again, those mutable placements were definitely deeply affected by these shifts in the last couple months. And yeah, so just curious how that showed up for you. If you want to comment down below, I'd love to hear about it. But let's jump into your reading for December. So I definitely, when I was meditating before starting this reading, meditating on your energy, I definitely felt this feeling of hope, like kind of this, I'm right now getting an image of like a candle burning and the flame getting brighter and brighter, and this hope and light starting to return here. So right out of the gate, we have the blue flame coming out. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So everything I was just saying. So definitely a need to integrate all these lessons like we just talked about over these last couple months and have a sense of gratitude for the things that have shifted for the better, even if like you can't really see where the path is leading right now. We're still deep in this like liminal in-between space, this surrendered space. And over the next couple months into February and March, things should get a lot more clearer, but we're already starting to see this clarity coming through here. So we have trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. And one more card for you, Sagittarius. Let's see what wants to come through. I'm gonna let it fall out. Oof, that was a lot. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, we got 2. A new earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. Karmic relationships on the bottom. Polarity, soul growth, and conflict. And then we have defenselessness. Well, this is the new earth card coming out. And then defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting, I'm sorry. So that's a lot coming through here. I feel like in one sense, you are really being asked to surrender and trust this process that you're in right now. Trust the unknown and really lean into that and sit with any uncomfortable feelings that are coming up here. This is really trying to push you into a deeper sense of awakening and knowing yourself on a deeper level. Feel free, if you want to go deeper into the astrology, to check out the December astrology video I did, which is linked down below. Because I talk a lot about that in that video, of just the fact that in these next couple months, we're really being asked to surrender on a deep level to come into this deep alignment with ourselves and our paths, our missions and purpose here. So it's like all these manifestations that you've been calling in to your reality and like this new life that you want to create, it is happening and it's coming in. But there's this need to really stay grounded in who you are and in yourself. And there could be this kind of like separate, but I'm sure related in some way, some type of relationship coming back around with an apology here. We still do for a couple more days have Mercury retrograde, and it will be in a shadow phase until early December. I can't remember the exact date right now. So there could be some past situations surfacing. But regardless, really staying grounded in yourself and your boundaries and your knowing what you need and connecting to like your own feelings and your own needs, not putting your other people's feelings ahead of your own. So let's see what wants to come out in the tarot for you for December. King of Wands, the Two of Cups, oh, it's too many, so we're going to keep shuffling here. And if it falls out again, that's even more confirmation. So let's see what wants to come through here. The Four of Cups coming out in reverse. Okay, in the present moment. And I'll show you all these cards as well. So we got the Queen of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, the Lover's card, the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Medicine Wheel, and the Devil. Let's clarify the Devil card, and then I will show you this reading in its entirety. The Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Let's pull one more on that. The Ace of Pentacles. Okay. The Five of Cups. Okay, let's get into it, Sagittarius. So we have the King of Wands, that Two of Cups, and the Four of Cups in reverse. So I want to clarify the Four of Cups in reverse before I say too much. Death. Okay. One more here. Page of Wands. Okay. Four Swords. So there's definitely some healing going on for you. I definitely am sensing there could be a relationship that's coming through in this reading here. Could be fire signs are seeming to be the most prominent here. And earth. Fire, earth, and air. This person could be that in like their main 3 or 4, like their personal planets. But what I'm sensing overall is that there is this masculine energy, regardless of gender, coming through, and there is definitely feelings between the two of you. There's an emotional bond here. Let's pull one on the Two of Cups here. But there was too many cards. Just one on the Two of Cups, please, as a clarifier for Sagittarius. The Ten of Swords. What else? The Knight of Cups. The Three of Pentacles. Okay. So I feel like something happened with a masculine energy in the past where there was a difficult ending here. They could have went through a difficult ending, and that could have caused a rift between the two of you. But now it's like they're coming forward with feelings after moving through this difficult ending. But you are being asked to really stay grounded in yourself and not sacrifice yourself or give too much to this situation. at this point. I feel like I'm speaking to a feminine here. But yeah, I am getting the sense that there has been growth here. This person has stepped into a better version of themselves. And there is an emotional offer coming through here. But it's still, like, the emotional offer is smaller than this king, right? It's a knight. So I feel like, though they have stepped into this king energy, they're not coming forward with all of... They're not going to make it, like... They could be a little bit emotionally immature still. And I don't mean that in a way like they're not mature enough to handle this. I just mean though they have stepped into this king energy, they're still like coming through with an emotional offer, but it's a little bit small and it could be a little bit on the more immature side. And just in the sense of, like, you need to know your own boundaries and what you want and what you need, and not let, like, you need to be discerning in this situation is what I'm trying to get at. There seems to be like there was this energy in the past of holding back from this emotional offer. And it seems that there is this transformation now and this like offer coming forward here, a message of some sort. The message could come through quickly. It's like there's been a long pause here and now there's this death and transformation leading to kind of a fast offer coming through here. But a small one. This could be like a text or a phone call. But it's like they make the decision and they come forward. Now the Queen of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Lover's card. I actually can't show you the Lover's card just because of YouTube rules. Well, let's talk about this. So the Queen of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and the Lover's card. Now, this is the energy I feel of what I was talking about with being really discerning, understanding your own boundaries and your own needs. It's like coming from a way more detached lens here. And let's see what this, if there's anything else on this Queen of Swords. The Queen of Wands, yeah. If I'm connecting to someone who identifies with feminine energy, there is this renewed sense of knowing yourself on a deeper level. You've really stepped into your confidence and your power here. But at the same time, there's a level of detachment here, which is good. And like protecting your own energy. And coming at it from a grounded place. Like you're still making an offer, you're still open, but you're not offering like anything overwhelming. You're just coming at it from a grounded, realistic approach and keeping the expectations to a minimum. With the Lover's card, there is definitely an opportunity here. The Knight of Wands coming out. And it's like you're open to this, but again, only to the extent where you're not like draining yourself, which is good. Okay, Four of Wands and Eight of Pentacles. So there's definitely an opportunity for connection here. And it looks like, again, like masculine energy has been doing a lot of work and coming forward with an offer. And there's this opportunity for Four of Wands, togetherness and celebration. I do think this is going to start off small. There's a lot to like be worked out here. And then in the future, we have the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Medicine Wheel. So let's pull a card on this King of Pentacles here. The Page of Cups. Anything on the Knight of Swords? The Nine of Swords. Anything else on this King of Pentacles? It's like the King of Pentacles is grounded in themselves. They're making a small emotional offer, which is good. That to me, that there's like, even though they're the King of Pentacles, very grounded, logical, earth energy, there's still this like emotion that is being able to be accessed. This want to create a new reality here. But the Knight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, I just want to clarify that. The Ten of Wands, anything else? There's fear that needs to be worked through here, for sure. Yeah, the Seven of Cups. So definitely needing to mostly align with just staying in alignment with yourself, like I've been talking about. But I think on both sides, there's going to be a lot of fear that comes up that needs to be worked through. Anger, feelings of rumination or sadness. And then we have that Ten of Wands and the Seven of Cups. So confusion, this could be some burden, some energy here. And then we have the Devil card and the Medicine Wheel came out together. So I feel like that's what that energy is. There's still a lot of fear and illusion that needs to be worked through. But with that Medicine card, I feel like the universe is going to move this in divine alignment and timing, and you're going to be able to move through this energy. And it's like these things need to come up to the surface to heal them and move through them, so that, because they seem to be blocks to stability and to creating like a long-term stable foundation. So I feel like once you're able to move through these blocks with that Medicine Wheel, you'll be able to create this stable foundation and move yourself forward. So that's a really beautiful reading for December. Overall, I feel like December is still going to be this like in-between space where we're kind of creating the foundation, where there's still a lot of fear coming up, but we're like creating that foundation for the following year. Again, I talk a lot about that in the December astrology if you want to check that out. We go much deeper into all of that, but I highly recommend, because that feels very related to this reading and all the things you're moving through here. So let's get some more oracle to close out the reading. Lots of animal energy here. It's not just animal cards in this deck, so I think that's interesting. What do we have on the bottom? 7 deadly sins. Humanity's destructive traits is on the bottom. So I feel like that is kind of that energy that was coming out at the end here. That definitely needs to be healed. We have dolphin, don't worry, be happy. Owl, follow your intuition. And dragonfly, live life to the fullest. So I feel like even regardless if there is a karmic relationship here, and karmic doesn't necessarily mean like that they're just going to appear and go away. I mean, they could, but I feel like regardless, this relationship, you need to stay grounded in yourself and see how if this truly comes into the same frequency as you and aligns with you. But ultimately, it's bringing up a lot of shadow stuff that needs to be healed within yourself and potentially this person. Again, we all have free will and what we choose to heal, and the work that we choose to do here. But ultimately, the biggest message here is to keep living your life and staying in alignment with your frequency, regardless of other people's choices, and stay in alignment with your own intuition. And you can communicate from a place of your feelings and your needs and where you're able to like meet another person without sacrificing yourself. So I wish you all the luck in the month of December. If you want to share down below your story or what you're experiencing, I would love that. I definitely want to connect with y'all more and hear about your lives. If you ever want a private reading from me, there is a link to my website down below. I only have like a 45-minute reading on there. If anyone's ever interested in a shorter reading, just feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out via my website. There's like a box that you can fill out, a little message thing that will send to my email, or you can always comment down below. Yeah, that is everything I have for you this month. And stay tuned for some collective readings for December. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye.